Hi everybody, we're back for another video, and this is my week 1 follow-up to my one book July. You can see I have my documented journey, traveler's notebook folio, and I also have my iPad. And I did use both this week, like I said I was going to. But let's take a quick look inside of my traveler's notebook. I've added a few things that I had in this folio, so that way I have everything just in one notebook. So I just have some things from Mindy, some stickers and some of her cute little artwork for journaling. And I have my monthly calendar, and here's where I keep track of my bills and my no spend, low spend, and you can see there's nothing there. Here is the monthly view. COVID, I'm a musician, nothing's happening, so there's really not much on my schedule. So that's what's in that insert. This next insert is my weekly insert, has May through August, and this was last week. I did keep track of some of my to-dos, some things that I'm planning on doing the holiday. I've been keeping track of like what meals that we've been making for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and just little stuff like that. And during this time of year, and with everything going on, this is actually more than enough space. And then here, this week, I've got some post-it stuff that I haven't done. I haven't put places, but I've started this week. It's Monday. My writing board, the one that I made like 7 years ago. Then I have here one of those fake Midori zipper pouches, one of those from Amazon. Just a plastic zipper pouch. I put a Jane Davenport sticker on my folder. This is my weekly insert. It's the exact same insert as this one, except I printed it on Midori MD paper, and I use it as a weekly journal. Let's see, that was 2 weeks ago. This was last week, and I just do a little bit of journaling for each day. And here we are this week. I haven't really done anything this week other than pop a little sticker on. The end of the zipper pouch. And then the last insert I have here is a dot grid insert with an index, and I printed it on Kokuyo paper. Some Allie Brown washi tape, a Jane Davenport sticker, and just a couple of notes that I have in here. Something that I'm wanting to do the remainder of the summer is I have a lot of art classes that I've purchased and I haven't completed. One's by Mindy Lacefield, a watercolor class by Jane Davenport, and a couple of other classes that I've purchased. And my goal is to use the art supplies that I have and finish using the supplies and finish the classes. But like, one thing I have here, these are 2 of the Happy Hour art journal books by Jane, and they're books that you're actually supposed to art in. So like, I colored that page. I did some colored pencil crayons there. I know there's some more in here. I used the color stick pastels on her. Kind of bled through a little bit because I added water. Let's see. Something's coming up, I know. I did her with all Jane Davenport supplies. Same thing with this. It's got a little glitter, but that glitter gets everywhere, so I'm gonna use those up and be done with them. Just colored some faces. Colored those. This was a fun page to do. I used some of the acrylic paints to color her. Used some watercolors. Worked on blending different face tones. The next one that I want to do is this one here. I did her and added some swatches on this page. This is the one I want to do. I want to do some galaxy type stuff. And I think that's it, yeah. And then this is her newer book, which has animals in it. And it's just a fun book for using your art supplies. And I have so many Jane Davenport art supplies that I want to use them before they go bad, like my markers did. So that's what we're going to do in these, just play, play, play. Like if I feel like doing art, but I'm not in the mood to draw something myself, I'm going to get out the paints and the brushes and the watercolors and just color away. But this is just my notes insert where I wrote down some of the supplies for a couple of the courses that are the same, and I'm just pulling those together out of my stash. Or if I don't actually have the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s, I've got them Jane Davenport things that are very similar to those. And I also have some, what are they? Prima marketing that are very similar to those. So that's what I've been using, and I've really been enjoying it inside of this notebook. You can see it's kind of chunky, but that's okay. I've really been enjoying this notebook, but I've also started using that digital planner, the let me turn this on. The Boss Personal Planner. Come on. Here we are in the monthly view. I didn't do anything in the plan. I haven't done anything on the reading list. I haven't done anything on the habit tracker. I haven't used the Eisenhower matrix or the priority task list. But here we are on the month. And so let's go to July. And so you can see I have just this similar stuff in my calendar. One thing though that I will do is update. Let me move that forward because that was earlier today. And I'll just do, so I have it on my calendar. Film. Hashtag. One book. July. Week. One update. There. And so I've got my monthly calendar here. Let's turn that off. So there's the monthly. I do have in the weeks. You can see right here the weekly breakdown. I do have something that I did write that I did want to do last week. I wanted to film a TND stash video, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet due to the holiday and, you know, just everything. So what I'm going to do is circle it. I'm going to drag it down here. So we will finish that. And see if we can take care of that next week. And this is what we're doing right now, week 1 update. So you can see I did do it. And then what I will do is when I am done with filming the week 1 update, and uploading it, I will choose a pen, black, and what I'll do is I'll just put a little check through it, but since we haven't done that yet, I will remove that. And this is actually kind of a nice thing to see, just a little weekly breakdown, and you can add as much or as little as you want to that. Now, let's go to the weeks. I've got to skip ahead, so I will cut this out because there's no quick way to get there. Okay, this was last week. This was 2 weeks ago, sorry. This was Sunday the 21st through June 27th. I did not do a weekly review, and then you can see I didn't use the weekly in here. And I wonder if I didn't because I was using the weekly in my traveler's notebook, but I didn't use the weekly. So what I'm going to do is this week, I'm going to go back and fill in what I have in my paper week in here, and I'm going to try to make sure that I can get that for next week in here. So there's that. Now let's go to the daily. Actually, let's go back to last month because it started on the 29th. So here we are on the 29th. Now, remember this is 2 days on, it's basically like a day on 2 pages. So you have your big goals, extra goals, exercise, affirmation, habit, and then your schedule. I did use a little bit of the schedule, but again, you know, I'm not needing this because there just really isn't much happening right now. But something that I did do is I used the notes, today's notes, where I kept track of my what I ate for breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, Diet Coke if I had Diet Coke. I put a little piece of art in here. This is a little drawing from Shada Campbell. It's a little piece of her artwork. If you're it was an old Patreon thing that I had, and I just inserted in there. I did a little bit of daily journaling with writing, and then like I had my today's wins, and then some things for tomorrow. So that was Monday. Here we are last Tuesday, where I did some scheduling here, but really didn't utilize that. Another little piece of Patreon art, some journaling, tracking my food again, and I'm actually enjoying the tracking of that. My wins and some stuff for tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, the 1st, I didn't use that at all. A little piece of Mindy's art and a little bit of journal, and again, my meals for the day. This was the 2nd. I slept till noon on Friday, that was Thursday. Just put a little piece of artwork in there. And then again, a little watercolor thing that I did, some journaling, and again, tracking my food, and some things that I did and didn't do. Like, when was that? The 2nd. The July 2nd, I said one of my wins was I didn't kill anybody. So, I mean, that's a good win. And I listened to 2 podcasts. So there you go. Something that I planned to do was maybe visit Greenwood and take photos of the area of North Guthrie. And that was where the Greenwood area is where Black Wall Street here in Tulsa was. And some of the houses up there that were destroyed, you can still see where they had drives, and you can still see like the foundation of the house. And I wanted to just kind of get some photos. And there's a really beautiful artwork along one of the overpasses. Some beautiful artwork that I wanted to get some photos of. And then here was Friday. We had online temple, and it was Chad's grandfather's yard site. and then a little piece by Mindy Lacefield and some journaling. And I've really been enjoying tracking what I eat. That I always do well when I do that. So I've got to keep that up. Only 1 Diet Coke, no alcohol that week. And here is the 4th. Didn't really do much on the 4th. Just put a little Mindy Lacefield art. Tracked my meals. Very little journaling, but just a little bit. And then here was the 5th, which was Sunday. What we had planned. Had breakfast, the husband did some grocery shopping, and some meal prep for the week. I put a little photo of Seamus that I took, tracked my meals, and just a little bit of journaling. And then here we are today. Didn't really do much, but I am going to do one thing. You can see it's late in the evening. So let's do this. The box tool, orange, large. Okay. There. Film week update. And I did do a little bit of journaling and put another little Mindy Lacefield Mickey Mouse. And this time I just typed in a few of the things that I wanted to do tomorrow. I want to try drinking more water, drinking less soda, work through some watercolor videos. I have an idea for a galaxy, so we'll just put that out there. And so that's kind of where I am with the digital planning. It's been good. If I do it in here first, I notice I forget to put it in my paper planner. If I do it in my paper planner first, I forget to put it in here. So I need to find a way to make sure that I am utilizing them both. I think part of the problem is if I'm watching a movie, listening to a podcast, or watching something on YouTube, 90% of the time I'm doing it on my iPad. So if I write it in here, I have to stop my multitasking to put it in here. So that's one thing that I have to make sure of, is that if I put something in here, I put it right in here, or vice versa. So that's kind of where I am. I can really see why people like the digital planning in the tablet, in the different programs. It'll be interesting to see how it feels throughout the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and I mean, there'll be 5 weeks because of the way July falls this year. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am. Have you been doing any digital planning? If so, is it like with a system like this, or you're just using like the iCalendar or Google Calendar or the Microsoft Office one? I've really enjoyed what I've been doing in there. One thing that's also been fun is learning how to use Procreate. Like with that, let's go back to the gallery. I did kind of a little self-portrait, learning to use different brushes. That's in the style of Mindy. Just a quick floral doodle to see what I liked. And these come on the tablet. That's not my work, that's someone else's. Just to show you things you can do with Procreate. This one's beautiful, with the girl with the tattoos and the crystal ball. It's beautiful. So, there we are. You know, let me know, you know, what have you been doing this One Book July? Are you sticking with something tried and true and trying to perfect your system? Are you trying something new? Are you doing a new size? Are you in rings? Are you in strings? Are you in a like a Stology notebook or a Hobonichi? You know, what are you doing? How are you using this time to help your planning system? So there you go. I am in the process of working on a couple of videos, and we'll see how we get with them. I have a lot of prep work to do for all of them. So we'll see how that goes. Things are a little bit challenging due to you know, the home schedule, living in an apartment, and noisy neighbors. And usually the only time I can film is late at night because things tend to quiet down, but it can make for a very long day for sure. So there we are. If you have any questions, like always, leave them down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.